Hello students, good morning. Today we shall discuss about the next part of the chapter demand function, unit 2, that is consumer surplus. Okay, consumer's surplus. Now the concept of consumer surplus is explained by two economists, the classical or the neoclassical economist Marshall has explained in his own way, and Hicks and Allen, they have also discussed it in a different way through indifference curve analysis. So today we shall discuss the Marshallian consumer surplus. Consumer surplus of Marshall. Now the word consumer surplus means the surplus or the extra or the excess satisfaction which a consumer derives from his purchases, from his different money spent on different goods, on different purchases. So when you purchase a commodity, you derive some satisfaction, you derive some utility. Now this utility, sometimes what happens, we derive some extra satisfaction, extra benefit, extra utility over and above the money that we pay for it. So this extra utility, extra satisfaction, extra or surplus satisfaction, we call it as consumer's surplus or the buyer's surplus or the surplus of the buying class. Okay, so let's discuss what Marshall has to say about the consumer surplus of a buyer, of a consumer. Now according to Marshall, consumer surplus is nothing but what a consumer is willing to pay minus what he actually pays, or it is the difference between what a consumer is willing to pay and what he actually pays. Very often we do not know the price of a commodity. We are ready, we are willing to pay much more price higher than the actual price of the good. In that case, when the price is less and we are ready to pay more than that, naturally we get some extra benefit, extra utility when we actually pay a less price to a commodity than the utility that we derive from it. Okay, we derive more utility, we pay less price for the commodity. Actually in the market, you know that price must be equal to the marginal utility. So we pay that much price, what amount of utility we get from the commodity. But sometimes what happens, we are ready to pay much more higher than the actual price of the commodity. In that case, we get some surplus utility from over and above the price that we actually pay for it. So this extra amount of satisfaction, what we get, we call it as consumer's surplus. Okay. So Marshall says consumer surplus is the difference between what a consumer is willing to pay for a commodity minus what he actually pays for it. Let's take an example. Suppose you go to purchase a commodity in the market. Suppose you go to purchase a dress. The dress you have chosen is something extraordinary. You very much like it. You want to purchase it, even if the price of the dress is rupees 2000. So you are ready to pay 2000 even for the dress. But when you ask the price to the shopkeeper says the price is 1500. So here you are ready to pay 2000 for the commodity, but actually you have to pay 1500 or even 100 less than that. So now the extra amount of satisfaction you get from the commodity over and above the payment you make for it is called the consumer's surplus. So here the consumer gets some extra benefit, extra satisfaction, extra utility over and above he pays for it. That is called consumer surplus, right? So let's see how Marshall explains this through a diagram. Let's say this is marginal utility curve of good X. This is good X and this is, let's say, price of good X, right? Let's join it. Let's give this name. Let's say OQ, OP. Let's say we give this name as R. Now this is the marginal utility curve of good X. As you consume more and more of good X, we can say this is quantity of good X. Okay, quantity of good X. So as you purchase more and more of good X, what happens? Your marginal utility go on falling, is not it? Now here, suppose the consumer is constrained, is ready to purchase OQ amount of good X and his price is OP. So let's say he is equilibrium at this point, price is OP and he wants to purchase OQ amount of good X. So what will be the total amount of money he will give to purchase OQ amount of good? So to purchase OQ amount of good, he has to pay the price. For one good, he has to pay OP price. For OQ good, he has to pay OQ into OP price, that is OQSP. OQSP amount of price he has to pay to purchase this much amount of good. So, but tell me, how much is his total utility? If you purchase OQ amount of good, what will be his total utility? His total utility will not be OQSP, but it will be much more higher than that. It is total utility will be ORSQ. This is R. OR, where the marginal utility starts from the y-axis. This point is R. So O, R, S and Q. This is the total amount of utility which a consumer derives if he purchases OQ amount of good and pays OQSP amount of price. Okay. So his total utility is ORSQ. But price paid is equal to OQSP. So price paid is this rectangular, but the total utility is ORSQ. So total utility he gets more, price he pays less. So here consumer surplus CS is equal to, we can say ORSQ minus OQSP is equal to this small triangle RPS. That is this triangle. This triangle we call as, this is called consumer's surplus. Okay, this is consumer surplus according to Marshall. Marshall says that this amount of extra benefit, extra utility, sorry, the consumer gets, but it doesn't pay price for that. Remember, we always pay price for the utility that we get from the good. Now the price is OP, so the utility must have been OP, that is QS. But here, if I purchase at this point, the total utility is RO. At this point, it will be much more higher than the price line. But at this point, S, price is OP and utility is also SQ. So therefore, here there is no consumer surplus. At this point, S, there is no consumer surplus. But the intra marginal utilities, or this is the utilities that he gets before that, this triangle we got consumer surplus, because here the consumer gets more utility and he pays less price for that. Okay, so this is called Marshall's consumer surplus. Now if I say in the market, if price somehow rises, what happens to the consumer utility? If market price rises to OP1, let's say price becomes OP1 higher, the quantity consumed falls to OQ1. So then his consumer surplus falls. This amount will not be the consumer surplus there. There the consumer surplus will be, let's say in that case, the consumer surplus will be equal to R S1 P1. Here R S1 and P1. The consumer surplus will fall because price has increased. Okay. So Marshall states that consumer surplus is nothing but what the consumer is willing to pay minus what he actually pays. We always experience in the market. We are ready to pay a certain price for a commodity, but actually what happens? We have to pay little less than that. So in that case, our consumer surplus rises, and higher is the consumer surplus, higher is the satisfaction, higher is the utility of the consumer in the market. So we always want that our consumer surplus must be maximum. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. But the consumer surplus is a very important concept in the microeconomics because it relates to the maximization of utility of the consumers. Because the consumer always wants in the market to maximize his utility. Okay? So this is all about Marshallian consumer surplus. Next time when I will come, I shall discuss about Hicks consumer surplus through indifference curve analysis. Okay? Thank you for today. Have a nice day.